Hello everyone and welcome to another Studio Rumble week. We are in week 3 of the preseason and we are going to be playing on Watch Gibraltar tonight. So those of you tuning in for the first time, welcome. This is a Studio Rumble broadcast. Studio Rumble is a really awesome organization. It's a volunteer nonprofit run by a bunch of volunteers who like to bring together individuals and companies in the video gaming industry. And tonight we're going to be having one example of that. Today we have two teams coming together. You know, it's just players from companies having some fun. We have Zenyattamatopeia from Raven Software and then Bias for Bastion from Amazon Game Studios. Now, both of these teams are, it's not the best of the best here. It's people coming for fun, and especially in this is a dirty casual division game, which means people are here to have fun, have a good time, meet other people. A little bit of trash talk in the lobby, but you can't escape that. So this is week 3. We are going to be playing on Gibraltar tonight. Gibraltar is a asymmetric attack defense payload map with 4 points that the offense is going to have to push through. So one of the things that's, I think, really fun about this map is the asymmetric nature of it. You're going to have the one team that's trying to get together, push the other team off the cart, get on it, start moving, while the other team's always going to have to find where it can properly set up. There's a lot of champions that work really well, really strong, if they can get some setup and fortifications ahead of time, like Torbjorn, Bastion, Symmetra, and they require some of that. And snipers to a lesser extent for that as well. But if you don't have the time to get set up, you're not going to be able to push in, move into place. So expect 2 different kind of play styles coming out from each of these teams, because that point of scrimmage is going to be constantly changing throughout the map. I mean, unless the defense just completely rolls the offense and they don't even get the point moving. But I don't think that's going to be the case tonight, and I really hope not, because I'm looking forward to some really good matches here. But it is certainly possible. So with that, you have the cart, which is going to constantly heal the offense. It doesn't do anything for the defense if they can get on it, but that gives that focal point that both teams are going to be playing around, both the offensive trying to get their people onto the cart, get someone like Reinhardt with that beautiful shield, so the rest of this team can sit on the cart with that slow stream of healing, firing out, make sure that they can bust through any defensive points that the defense can get, while the defense is going to be trying to set up, get something that can bust anything that's coming through, and then once the any busts can happen,
arriving at
fix that.
Gibraltar.
So we may be waiting for just a couple more people to show up at this point. Alright, so it looks like we are going to be moving in to get the setup rolling. So at this point we have, looks like there's some problems with some people loading in, but we're starting to get everybody into here. So on the blue side, which I believe is Zenyattamatopeia, we have Ringo Shawn on McCree, Dragged as May, Major Bliss as Tracer, Doctor's Pock as Mercy, Vipples as Lucio, and Blanket as May. And on the red side, we're still waiting for one person to connect. And they're going to be on the offense. Or we might be trying to get some of this stuff set up. Apparently we're having some problems with the custom game, so we'll see what happens with these two teams. Unfortunately, the custom game mode with Blizzard right now does make it fairly difficult. Oh, it looks like this is just some more setup, so. So let's head back to the overlay for now. So we're still continuing to try and get everyone into game. Sorry about the false start there. But yeah, so one of the problems with, for those of you who aren't aware, with the custom game lobby is you have to be friends specifically with the host. You can't just like give someone privileges to invite someone in. So it makes it very difficult to get these custom games set up unless it's one person who knows everybody. So hopefully Blizzard can get that fixed at some point. Or maybe I need to bring that up when I'm shoutcasting one of those Blizzard games, because they do have a couple of teams in this tournament. They are pretty fun to watch. Alright, so it looks like we are now entering into the game for realsies this time.
Arriving at Watchpoint Gibraltar. Prepare to attack.
Alright. So, on the blue side, representing bias for Bastion, we have Hothby as Torbjorn, Ironfrost as Junkrat, Wachira as Bastion, Hobbles as Reaper, Audio Pudding as Mercy, and Convex Waffle as Reinhardt. And on the red side, Ringo Shawn as Widowmaker, Draco as Reinhardt, Major Bliss, Soldier 76, Dr. Spock as Mercy, Blanket on McCree, and Vipples on Farah. So the red team is going to be attacking this time. That is going to be Zenyattamatopeia who's going to start the assault. So we have the blue team starting to set up, getting into those defensive positions. From a composition side, I really like what the blue team's doing here. They're definitely going for that more, set-in type of placement. They have the Bastion, they've got the Torbjorn, so we're going to have multiple turrets set up. Reinhardt's going to be providing a shield for that.
I'll put an end to your sad story.
Whereas on the red side, this is one of the things where I think Widowmaker particularly shines, is she's really good at taking out a lot of those emplacements. It can be particularly difficult with it being behind a Reinhardt. But we have the action coming out. Blues decided to defend a little bit further back, giving red plenty of space to get up onto the cart. Reinhardt's already up on there. He doesn't have much in the way of backup though. Red team split out to the side. Their flankers are going around. Widow trying to go in, getting a little bit of damage down onto, great sightline onto that.
Impeccable. Enemy turret destroyed.
Widow taking down the turret, taking down the Junkrat, doing some good sightline work. And now the offense managed to get the point and onto the first one after just 40 seconds. Now, Zenyattamatopeia are continuing to push through. Blues having to fall back, see if they can get a defensive point. Wachira coming up pretty aggressively with that Bastion positioning. Gets taken up by the Reinhardt dash through, but Reaper follows that up. So that shotgun effect working really well against taking out those big tanky targets. Ringo Shawn continuing to just do some work. Really good positioning in the back, but the Reinhardt shield's providing a little bit of cover. Torbjorn trying to get set up, but the turret doesn't come up in time. The Reinhardt shield had fallen back just a little too much. Good usage of the cover provided by this shuttle here. So a little bit lore for the shuttle for those of you tuning in. This drone is specifically for what Winston's trying to launch into space to get the Overwatch team back together. Trying to get this moved over to the rocket at the end there. Red team doing a good push through. Unfortunately for Bias for Bastion. They are just getting too spread out. Bastion trying to set up, but it's really far forward. Ringo Shawn doing some really good work at making sure these emplacements are having a lot of trouble getting pushed out.
My ultimate is charged.
You know, we're seeing her set up here towards the front. I mean, no one's coming through, but she doesn't necessarily know that yet. Blue team having to re-engage, and that's just giving plenty of time for the red side to just continue pushing forward, getting that 2 or 3 maximum onto the cart. Reinhardt trying to go in. Good ultimate, takes down 2, but the other Reinhardt's there to follow up.
I'm moving the payload.
And red team making it really difficult for blue team to push in.
Enemies re-engaging.
Drogo trying to go in deep, gets the Reaper with the smash. Hoppy shooting into the shield, gets close enough, and the Mercy's managed to help him take him down. Looks like red team stalled out just a little bit. This fighting's a little bit spread out here. Major Bliss pops the ultimate, great for the long range firing. The rest of the blue side has to back out, get back into cover. Ringo Shawn looking for some more targets to take out. Doesn't quite know that the Junkrat's in there. Sees the Mercy. Here the Riptire. Oh, misses the tire, but gets it on the second hit. And that Riptire, if you can get that good angle on it, means it's going to be really difficult, or it's a really good tool at pushing people off the cart. However, at this point, 7:40 remaining on the clock, and we're in that last bit. See, there's that rocket that's going to take this drone up into space. High Noon coming in. Only takes out the Farah.
Be careful.
But that's still enough to continue helping that red team push in. Drago trying to go in for an ultimate. Doesn't really get much, well, if it gets enough, is enough to do the damage, let the Widowmaker clean up the crew. And that's 3 down for the blue side. No one's up on the point. And with 7:13 remaining, an absolutely crushing victory. That car was almost always occupied. Zenyattamatopeia take the win.
Play of the game.
Alright, Drago. Oh, right behind the Bastion, dealing lots of damage, getting good melee damage onto the other Reinhardt. The E does a fair bit, and the charge in. Oh man, there's a lot that happened there. Good job, Drago, on that. That's a good way to clear off the cart, good way to prevent those static emplacements from getting too big. So now we're going to be moving on. Teams are going to be switching up. Zenyattamatopeia has gotten themselves 1 point on the clock, but now it's going to be up to Bias for Bastion to see if they can break through the defenses and see if they can do it quicker. So the total time
To attack.
was about 4:26 for that push to complete through. 7:40 remaining on that final clock. Now we have both teams. Expect to see a little bit of different compositions coming out of each of those teams. So, on the defense, we still see Ringo on that Widow. I was particularly impressed with that play. Able to do a lot of work with taking out those emplacements. You know, she can have those quick sight lines, you know, get that charge sight shot up. And, you know, with a turret or with a Bastion, there's always going to be that same spot you're aiming at. Really easy to take that out. Otherwise, one thing we have is we have a May and a Soldier 76 spot in. So, defense this time around, going for a little bit less of an emplacement style defense and more of a skirmish style defense. So this team comp still works particularly well for fighting in. You know, you have that Reinhardt shield, you still have a lot of that defensive power, but instead of trying to specifically wait for the red team to come to you, come into your defenses, you're taking the fight to them, trying to push them off the cart, not let them get onto that. Whereas on the offense, something interesting here is we have that double Winston, double healer composition with Convex Waffle going to be one of the main forms of that front-facing DPS. And Wachura looking to get some damage in from the side. Oh, last minute switch over from Lucio to Soldier 76. Still has that nice healing wave, but it's going to bring a little bit more DPS coming in. Red team a little bit slow on the outtake here. May off to the side. Convex Waffle, though, with the knockoff. Pushes May off to the side. Means this startup is we're looking at a 6v5. So the red team looking to come out to the side. And most of them are trying to skirmish around. Drago smashing Lucio into the wall. Oh, looks like that Tracer did switch over, so there's a little bit more composition change. Double Winston's up top. See if they can get any work done. They haven't been able to get up onto the cart yet, though, so we aren't going to see that as quick push that Zenyattamatopeia was able to get. Hoppy, a little bit too far forward. That Reinhardt able to... That melee attack just does so much damage. Really risky getting that close to it. Reinhardt just sitting on the point. Good double ultimate. Slams in, takes down the Mercy, melees down the Winston. The good finish by the Soldier 76, and 4 minutes on the clock remaining, and this point is still just being taken down. Convex Waffle trying to scooch around to the side. He's being chased out by Blanket and Major Bliss. Looks like he's managed to escape for now, but we have still plenty more fighting. Eventually just shot down out of the sky. Reinhardt finally taken out by the red side, and the point has moved forward just a little bit. So we aren't completely stuck in, but Dr. Spock bringing back 2 up. Which means that the rest of the forces are still in place. Ringo doing really good work at taking out the enemy team. Good job spotting into that Winston. Oh, almost gets the Tracer. Second hit, almost quite finishes it off, but that Recon's going to make it much easier for them. Oh, she stays still for just far too long. Gets taken out. Reaper, down. One more. Winston finally realizing, hey, this spider's ruining my day. Runs in, takes her down. Takes a lot of damage for his troubles, but...
I'm moving the payload.
You know, when you have that one character like that Widowmaker in that back line that's doing a lot of damage, especially when you have a lot of those squishies, it's really important to get that taken care of. Widow has a lot of damage, a lot of threat. You know, if you can't take care of a Widowmaker, you're going to have a bad time, especially if there's someone that's really good. You know, it has that hit scan weapon, which means that you're not waiting for projectiles. If they're good with that mouse, they can just bam, headshot you. And that's not a good time. So Winston... Really good counter at that. It's tanky enough that won't just die to a single headshot. But you still have to close that distance. Looks like Hobbles has switched over to a Widowmaker of their own, hoping to deal with that oppressive fire by Ringo. Hoppy going in deep. But with 2v1, he's not able to quite finish the job. Drago ulting out, gets stopped by the Reinhardt shield. But it's like, nope, I'm going to be the better Reinhardt here. Slams him into the wall, smacks him down. Tracer tries to get a little more damage, but Drago is still healthy enough that wasn't quite able to finish it. And Drago's still sitting on the cart, making it really difficult. Hobble's trying to get set up here. Trying to get some shots out, but a lot of really wide misses. You can definitely see some of the differential on skill there. You know, where Ringo Sean able to very clearly click into some of those headshots. And of course, as I'm zooming in, you know, making it a little bit more difficult. There we go. So I don't know what the play of the game's gonna be, but in my mind, Ringo really, Ringo and Drago are doing some pretty heavy lifting for this red team here, keeping them stuck into the point. Making it very difficult for them to push out. Not gonna lie, I'm kind of surprised at this level of capability is sitting back in the dirty casual division. But you know, to each their own. This is a for funsies tournament. All right, so nearly 30 seconds remaining on the clock. We're gonna be looking at the final push out here from the red team soon. They may not be able to win the match, but they might at least be able to get something. Hoppy goes in deep, but it's on their own. Red team split out. Like to see something really pushed in, but they don't have their ultimates. I guess it's just the Soldier 76, but he's dead. Just about to respawn up. He'll be there just in time. They'll also have Hoppies as well. But Vipple's clearing out the Tracer. Too many people are dying at this point. 6 seconds on the clock. Drago prevents them from getting in on time. Hoppy doesn't quite get to the cart. Oh no, he's managed to touch it. He's just in range. We are into overtime. May ultimate on the card makes it very difficult. Wachira trying to touch it up, gets the clock ticked up again. Overtime finally runs out, and in just as crushing a victory, the defense takes it. And that
Of the game.
is going to be a 2-0 with Zenyattamatopeia taking the victory. Alright, so play of the game is the offensive mercy with, let's see, that's one down.
Heroes never die.
Oh, it's just bringing two back up in overtime. That bonus there helps get that. Not really surprised to see all of these cards going over to Zenyattamatopeia. Oh, we're gonna get an epic? Oh, come on guys, pick who you like. You got all of them up there, you should at least be able to get one. Anyways, thank you for tuning in, and a 2-0 victory. Zenyattamatopeia will take Week 3 on Watchpoint Gibraltar. See you next time. This is Gabby Rainbow Pie Gibson, signing out.